Welcome to AITV Starship.
Welcome to AITV Starship. I'm the AI guy. Rick McCauley launching news so fresh. Gotta see it to believe it. We break the wire with the stories that amaze. Deep dives come and lighten up your days. Tool Time shows you how we make it shine. Building futures with AI one step at a time. Yo, Rick, slow down. I'm Brandon, the producer. Save some tools for me. Shout out. I'm here bringing high-tech comic energy. AITV Starship. News deep dives and creation. AITV Starship. Learn. Laugh innovation.
It's a catchy jingle, man.
It is, man. It's the thing. We're going to get the whole thing going with motion and everything else too soon. Stay tuned.
Well, happy Thursday, Rick. We're back at it live.
Happy Thursday. Yeah, we got a new year. We got all kinds of excitement. I'm back at school and teaching. And oh my God, I mean, some of the stuff that we're doing is just really exciting. So I can't wait to share it with you. You know, the students have been my passion for 25 years. So this January was my 25th anniversary. Now a senior professor. Yeah. So I not only designed the graphic design program, but I reiterated it 7 times because literally 98% of my students were desktop publishers when they left. So they went to work for the Sun Sentinel, the Miami Herald, newspapers and magazines. And it's like, I asked my students the other day, you know, do you subscribe to a newspaper? Not even their grandmother subscribes to these newspapers. Do you get a newspaper, Brandon?
We get the Sunday edition of our Plain Dealer.
Oh, okay. And the Plain Dealer's a great
newspaper.
newspaper.
Work for them.
Yeah.
And I used to work
What
for
did you
them,
do
so
for
I kind of digital sales. So
yeah, somebody was saying I
actually
love the smell of print in the morning. You know, ink.
Oh yeah, and the ink on your fingers.
And what do you wrap your fish in if you don't have newspaper? I mean, really?
Yeah, so I did a brief tour of duty at the Plain Dealer because they brought me on to digitally thrive up their staff, their legacy sellers, and their legacy advertising team to say, well, you know, we see that the digital transformation's happening, and this was a dozen years ago when you know Google Ads and everything were all the rage. And in my interview, I remember saying, what happens after I train them? Like, what do I do? And like, oh, we'll figure out something for you to do. They didn't figure out anything for me to do. So that was the end of that.
Yeah. But, and when I left, it was, you know, with the desktop publishing that I did. So, you know, 1994, I guess, right after Hurricane Andrew, right before that, actually, I displaced 600 people that were doing page layout. So they were taking X-Acto knives and putting some wax on the back and slapping it down on a grid. And then I sat there, literally, I watched, there's about 150 people working in shifts because we had 17 editions a day, 800,000 worldwide circulation. So we were in like Moscow and Cuba. And when I went to Europe, I could pick up the Miami Herald. It was like that back then. They had their own force in Canada. I mean, it's just kind of crazy to think about. That wasn't, I mean, it's a lifetime ago for, I guess, you know, for me. But then when I switched and then I was teaching only that, that's literally 90% of the jobs. And then this week I've had to tell them, look, all of our advisors say that that was gone, you know, 10 years ago. And I had to redesign. So we put on the first digital photography class in the United States because that was my background. We created, so I was an advisor to the Art Institute, International Fine Arts College, Barry University, and a bunch of others, and Broward College, and created all their curriculum to bring you into the digital age. But then that quickly went to website design, then that quickly went to UX, UI, and now we're getting ready to call ourselves just design, period. And we're designing experiences,
just design.
You know, just design.
And
which gives
really
us
great.
More power, right? It's a safety thing. So these are the kind of people that are safe in tomorrow's world because they're human thinkers. And I think that's a really good starting point for us to kind of deconstruct where we're at. And I think a bunch of papers have been released. Psychologists are saying that the people that are reluctant to try AI are the ones that are living kind of in fear. they're the ones that look at it to answer things for them and give them something rather than as thought partners. And I think that's a really interesting differentiation. So I think you and I, we look at it as we got some skills and how can it help us augment those skills? So if you're of the mindset that you are creative, if you believe you can, adaptability, isn't that it? I mean, you've gone through changes in your life and in what technically was able to happen. Did you start off your life doing what you do today?
No, I did
Well,
not. I wanted to be on the radio.
yeah.
Little backstory: when I was a kid, I used to watch the presenter of the local radio station broadcast live from SeaWorld of Cleveland on Saturday nights, back when they actually had humans on the radio.
Is SeaWorld still there?
They are not. They are not. That's
So
a story
Miami
for another
Seaquarium
time.
is gone. Is it gone too? Yeah, that's a really sad story because there's still animals in there. Okay, so I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
I used to go down there every Saturday night. We were season pass holders, and I used to watch this guy stand in the middle of SeaWorld in Cleveland and talk to the. I said, that is what I want to do. And I did. I mean, I pursued radio for a while and went into media. Actually, after I graduated, I kept calling the radio station and saying, "Hey, I graduated and need a job." And they're like, "Oh, we don't have those anymore." Unlike the 8th or 9th floor, they're like, "You know what? You're a persistent SOB. Call our sales team. You'd work great there." And picked off radio sales. And, eventually I pivoted and adapted as technology came up. We were selling banner ads on the website.
Yeah.
Then we were on the web stream. I remember when I sold a sponsorship I sold a sponsorship to the webcam that was in the studio where you could watch the DJs live. That lasted about 6 months.
Oh my God!
It was
I got this
fascinating.
WKRP in Cincinnati vibe right now. And my favorite episode was Christmas or Thanksgiving, and they threw the turkeys out, not knowing they could
swear to God,
fly.
I thought turkeys could fly. Yes.
Okay, so for those young people out there,
but it was
hey Bob, how's it going? Hi Claire. You guys probably know that.
But to land the plane here, it was fascinating to watch the technology change. And, I've been out of the ad tech industry for about a decade now, but watching the evolution and trying to watch the legacy media that's about as big as the Titanic pivot away from the iceberg that was coming towards them in real time. We were always trying to stay one step ahead. And unfortunately, we just found out that the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette's going under. Their last edition's May 3rd. And,
Detroit's gone.
I believe, and the Plain Dealer's hanging on by like the razorest of edge. But I think you and I both agree that this thing's going to come full circle, that with AI, the AI online is getting to the point where we can't tell what's real and what's not. So we're going to go back and all come full circle and have the printed word be something that's exclusive. Like you could subscribe to my printed newsletter that I'm going to mail to you in the post office.
I mean, it's kind of that. I mean, so the one thing I'm getting a little annoyed at it, actually. So everybody's got a podcast like us, right? We're hopefully going to do it a little bit better than most because we got some legs, right? So we've been there, kind of done this sort of thing. You've done radio, and so you're comfortable with this. And but so I think there's super innate strengths that some people have that the legacy translates. So that's adaptability, right? So you go from radio to broadcasting like this. And so you're now doing what you were meant here to do, right? I mean, I wanted to be Jacques Cousteau and do underwater films and live underwater. So, close. We'll have to do an episode because I'm going to be working with some coral reef restoration people. And I hope to get some of my friends that are using AI as marine biologists to track and notice things that we didn't notice before. Already, they're decoding the language of dolphins. I'm hoping to have my friend who for the last 35 years, that's what she's done. Now, she's assured me that she's been working for the CIA. I'm not even making this up. I wish I could make this up, but it's bizarre. Because dolphins have always been involved in the Navy, especially with bombs and things like this, and navigating and communicating. And so there were certain things they were trained to do. So there was a SEAL team, a SEAL team of dolphins, that would go in there and make sure you don't get blown up or that kind of stuff. But anyway, and put limpet mines on boats. So I was going to be a Navy SEAL for the longest time, and I got Annapolis appointment all set to go. My dad had talked to his congressman that he knew really well. Anyway, where am I going with this? All right, so the thing is, I guess, that we're adaptable, and that's the thing. I think if you're hesitant about this, maybe that's where you want to start. Is what is it to be adaptable, and what is it to tell human stories? So I think if I sat with pretty much any human on the planet, I could in about 20 minutes dissect where their blockage is. I feel like I'd love to have somebody in here and say, "Hey, I'm just not feeling this AI thing," and just give me 20 minutes with them, and I'll figure it out. Because I'm having to
prescribe some Metamucil and knock that blockage right out.
Yeah, just get that blockage out of there, because that'll kill you. I'm telling you, that'll kill you. That Monjuro.
You know from experience.
I know from experience. A little ammonia brain that will help you. Yeah, so I'm hopefully finding a solution to that, because it's still anyway. But I think it's sort of interesting. So what's happening in the news that we need to kind of prepare ourselves for? Because the two things that Brandon and I have been talking about, just for the audience, hey, Bob and Claire and everybody out there in TV land, podcast land, we've been talking about what can we add value to your lives? What can we share with you? I think a lot of it, what we've done so far, is show by example, right? And they said, oh, I didn't know I could do that. And then the tools, which are useful. But I did, when we were doing Festivus, I think it was really interesting. In fact, once I was on a couple of episodes, we need to have just a family episode, and you really go deep dive. I know that you've got a bunch of projects going on right now. I can't wait to see, because you're working on a podcast with your children, right? A regular story hour kind of thing.
We've got the jelly. We're actually in season 2 of Curious Sparks. It's kind of Bill Nye meets Blippi, and we publish in advance. So what I did was I queried the minds of my kids. I said, give me some topics that you're curious about, and they gave me that. And then I went to ChatGPT and I said, let's tease these out into topics in a season. And I went to jellypod.ai. And jellypod.ai is an AI podcasting platform where it will do deep research. Yep. It will generate the sources, the outline, the script, and you generate a persona that then does the podcast. And so that's our routine, is if we're not listening to Suno songs, we're on the way home, we're listening to the Jellypod podcast. So most recently it was the science of silly sounds. And so all of the silly sounds your body makes, you can use your imagination. Where does that come from? From stomach grumbling to other things. Yeah. And I'm learning alongside them. This is great. Like, I didn't know these things are happening. And
that's so cool.
It is a very, very fun experience to be a part of with them. But yeah, we've got a lot going on, but the AI world also has a lot going on. Google they did their victory lap at the end of 2025. Now they're back at it again. They just announced today that AI is coming for your Gmail inbox. They've announced an AI inbox mode that's going to sit inside of your Gmail. I don't know what it does yet, because they just announced it 4 hours ago, and I don't have access to it yet to play with it.
Yeah, I've been using it already. So it basically will. It has
did you get into one of the trusted testers programs?
Yeah. So it's doing a couple things, and it's actually done a few of it already before. I have it completing my emails and that kind of stuff. But now what it's doing is it's giving you an amalgamation of all of the actionable stuff, putting them in sequence, and then you can automate the answer system based upon your history. So I have 4,000 emails. I used, we're doing a couple of things, and in the future, we're going to figure out, well, what's the best agent flow? But I got to tell you, Google, man, just keeps going up. So whatever comes out from ChatGPT. So, ChatGPT had the ability to call into action Photoshop. Well, Google has that now too. So you can start to act as a connector to other things. So Google, just like Apple, has a tendency to come in like third after three people have done it before, and then to surpass them all because it's got the deep pockets, literally. It's got the tensor processors, literally. And it's got, Google, YouTube, and search that it's mastered. So it's making search better. I think its first worry was that's where our bread and butter is. If Perplexity, which they did, comes in and takes that over, we're in trouble. That's where all the funding and the fuel go, right? So they're just making it better. So you'll notice every time you go there, it's not 20, advertisements. There is some advertisements there, but they're kind of built in with some actual answers. Hey, Jeannie,
Yeah.
how are y'all? Good to see you. Yeah.
And so the interesting thing about the AI mode, though, and I'm still bitter. Everybody's got their Google product story where Google Reader was killed, and everybody was sad about that. For me, it was Inbox by Gmail. I don't know if you remember this. I don't know if you ever got on the Inbox by Gmail train, but it was a standalone app that was meant to be the next generation. It completely reimagined. It was the core Gmail team, and they completely reimagined Gmail from the ground up and made a completely different app that was the most Zen experience. And it made email fun. As hard as that is to believe, it made email fun. And then they realized they couldn't put all their ads in it, and they killed it. And after promoting, like, this is the next generation, we're going to have this for the next 10 years. So I use Spark Mail. And that is a close second Notes? To what Inbox would. No. It's called Inbox. What is it called? I've got it on my phone. It's called. Give me 1 second here. Spark. It's just called Spark. It's an Inbox download, and you can pull all your different tools in. But the way it categorizes things, the way it manages the inbox, I like it. But now with AI Inbox in Gmail, maybe I'll have to give Gmail another shot. But
it's worth it because not only does Gmail connect now to everything else. So Google Notebook LM, you can go in there, and I'm going to demonstrate this tonight. So this is our tool time for the night. So what I'm going to try to show you tonight is, if you caught it already, last night was the world premiere of Grok, the trilogy of books and movies with soundtrack already. And I'll show you the whole process of how I did it. But the other part is, so I'm going from Notebook LM, connecting right to Gemini. So you literally could say, as a source, could be your Google Drive. It could be your Google Mail. It could also be Google Docs, and et cetera, et cetera. So the whole ecosystem comes together. Then it's in Gemini, so you could direct it and do stuff that you want to specialize in with the loaded up language model, which Gemini 3 is inside of. Then you can go out and create a website, so you could take your notebooks and publish them. This is my next. Okay, so I'm going to take this movie. Then they also have film boards. So the mood boards just got expanded, so you can create your start frame, your end frame, and then start doing your storyboard. So that got added to the mood boards, which they already had, which are fantastic because you got Nana Banana built in every which way. And Nana Banana's even gotten better. So I had one document that had 3,000 letter forms in it. Perfect spelling. And they're working on separating the layer of text and the image layer as separate. Now, if you use Manus, which got bought up by Meta, I know, follow this whole thing, right? So your Facebook folks, right? Your Mark Zuckerbergs bought that up. Manus has separated that engine already, and I've already done deep research with the folks at Google, and they're doing the same thing. So you know how they have segmentation? So for those out there, a large language model can look at a scene, and you say you've got a person, you got a hat, you got a cat, you got a dog, and you got a woman, right? And you got a car. So that's segmentation. So it can recognize these objects as being separate things, and then it can separate them. Or what Nana Banana does, you've seen this before, right? You put a parrot and a car and whatever, mash it all together. So you got these all flat objects. Now put them together in Miami Beach, right? So that's segmentation. segmentation has a new layer, which has been there for a long time. This is old technology, but the text layer means that if you have the text layer separate, you get a full PowerPoint or Google Slides. So instead of getting a PDF out of Notebook LM, which I've been using this software, I forget what it's called. I have to look for it out there. I have to go. What's that? Yeah.
Photoshop.
You can actually do it in an Adobe Acrobat, but it's a real pain in the neck. But anyways, a software that actually separates it, and then it patches where the text was. So unless you have a big, deep, dark shadow behind it, it takes out and gives you floating text, and you have, and it does use the Google fonts. So here's a tip for you guys that are getting into this. Whenever you ask for, if you're going to design a Google notebook or anything like this, ask for it to use the Google fonts. Then find out which ones are its favorites. And that way you get consistent typography, and the typography is fantastic. Hey, thanks, Jeannie. I appreciate your award-winning movie idea. Yeah, I hope so. So anyway, that's new, but Google invented it, and they're using their fonts. So you're going to see that. And then, if that's not enough, one of my favorite things to do is to take my PowerPoints into Google Drive or my PDFs, which I've done this too, turn it into Google Slides, then turn it into animated with a voiceover and the whole thing. So we're going to show you the process of that. And
then you were telling me before the show, you're taking it even further now. Can you share that? Are you ready to share that yet? Well, a little teaser where we're going with that?
Yeah. So where that will go is my movie, which I use Grok to animate still frames. So I'll walk you through the process. So I'm going to start with showing you how you get what are film stills, 16:9 film stills, no text, that look like they're shot with an anamorphic lens. So my secret to knowing all this is that I spent the last 4 years in Midjourney. Was it 3.5 years at Midjourney's November 20, whatever it was? So I've literally been around the clock doing that. So I know how to prompt, right? And I know visuals. So I know what camera to ask for. I've been studying up on my camera moves. So I'm creating a whole course outline. There's 32 camera moves that are sort of the classic ones you need to know, like a drone shot or a 360. And there's all kinds of that compression, psycho, Hitchcock film technique. So I'm breaking those down. So what I guess I'm saying is Notebook LM is your own private, engineered, and curated knowledge engine. That
but
engine
now it's going even further out to the web.
Yes. So if you take your knowledge engine, which I know everything there is to know about the Civil War, let's say that you're a history professor, right? Now I can take that, make it visuals out of it that look like it was shot in the Civil War by Matthew Brady. So by calling upon that style, I can get this sort of visual thing. Then, so as you get better at this, the literacy of today is to be visually literate of words, and then language, which is really good prompting skills. And the biggest prompting skill is, if you don't know, how can I make this? Oh, can you give me a prompt to get this great tracking shot like I saw in the Hitchcock movie, right? Yeah, it knows the Hitchcock movie you're talking about. It knows, can I do a shoot of a shower scene? Give me each one of those phrases that I need to know, right? What's the magic sauce to get a great prompt? So just ask what the prompt is. Act as the best designer in the world. Give me 5 colors from my color brand, and I'll show you some of that too, right? So that's what I'm now in my class. I have a class in branding. We're going to do half the class all AI all the way through, and we're going to have half the class just doing regular graphic design using Photoshop. With some stuff that's in Photoshop, but not like we're going to go all deep, right? And so I asked my students, what would you rather do? And there was a split. Literally, there's a very reluctant group of my students, and I want to respect that. And I want to have the conversation, because that's it, right? Because when they get in the real world, they're working for an advertising agency, they're just going to say, get it done. And then, John is going to have it all done, and Jerry's not going to have any of it done, because they've got AI. So, like they say, it's going to be so. Whatever your strength is, and then the other weird thing in advertising. So our advisors told us this: there are no jobs for entry level positions. In fact, our best buddies from Cleveland said that on their podcast. They said, if you're not going through our institute training and getting an idea of how to do this, you are going to be replaced. And the entry level. So he said, he was talking, Paul Rotzer, right? Paul Rotzer is trying to was saying this last podcast, which if you don't watch them, you've got to. In fact, we got to do a whole show just on our favorite podcasts. You pick, 6 or 7, I'll pick 6 or 7, and we'll actually do a deep dive, because if you want to know, and we're doing payloads too, right? So we're doing payloads, which means that we're going to be dropping all this stuff. And so I'm thinking that we're doing it. This is a meeting, right, for the AITV show. We've already got the brand for it, but the payloads are going to be collected. So you'll have a PDF sitting there waiting for you after every episode. And the ones for all the shows, I'm putting up Notebook LM PDFs in there. So it'll be a link to a Dropbox. It'll just be right there. So you look at the notes, everyone's going to have something in there. It's like Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever, right? 12 days or whatever. Okay, so
before we're gonna get into the technical aspects of that with our deep dive in just a few, but there are a couple of other pieces of information. OpenAI announced a health focused, I guess, portal, for lack of a better term. It's waitlisted right now. Nobody has access to it unless you do. But what we're looking at here,
I'm getting access to it.
Is board certified physicians that are training the data. So if you, they recognize that everybody's going in and asking ChatGPT about their medical records and about health, just like we all used to ask Google, just like we all used to ask WebMD. But now they're training it and testing it and upvoting and downvoting and training it on all the medical texts so that you can actually use Health GPT to start building your health profile. And I'm sure eventually they'll make it HIPAA compliant and restrict PII and do all the things that they need to do with it. But it seems that they're maturing as a group, as a
and I think and that brings up our life force thing that I've talked about before shortly. So I have 2 classes, 18 students each in each class. One is UX UI. We're designing an app to interface with LifeForce. So that's the amalgamation of all your data. How do you get your Ancestry.com DNA in there? How do you get your medical records in there? In fact, I'm finding right now with my dentist to get my medical records. So I want to go somewhere else to get my teeth done because it's 1/10 the cost. I mean, it's insane what goes on in America today. And I want to take agency and I want to have control of that, right? So a couple of things also from China. So 3 of the major models, which outperform what's in the United States in all 3 categories, 2 of them are on device, and the other ones are completely open source, including all the weights and measures. So you can fine tune and have an entire workflow of video production, still image production, etc., at 0 cost except your own local device to run it. Now that's what health is going to do. So what we've solved already is large language models. But you can imagine if you had one student in your class you always ask the questions of, and sitting in the back is some kid who's an expert on photography or a kid that's an expert on ballet, right? And you've been asking this one brainiac all the questions. That's what a large language model is. That's why I loved Perplexity in the beginning, because it had all the large language models and a couple of the small ones, the llamas and all that kind of stuff. So they were using and are still using Llama for their search engine, because they custom built their own proprietary Llama for search with citations, which makes it the least hallucinogenic of all large language models, by the way. And it's not really it's a mixture of experts. That's the correct term to use. So it's like having 20 different specialty brainiacs in your class. And what is this health thing? So it shows up on the left-hand side. You'll see it by at least 2 weeks from now. It'll show up as the word health. When you go in there, you can load up all your stuff about it. I've been trying to do a little bit of deep dive. It's still kind of sketchy as to all the details of it. So we'll probably talk about that next week, I'm sure, as it gets more out there.
And speaking of breaking news, I have here the world's first OpenAI smart pen. Now, this is just a BIC. I'm just kidding. But I called it here
You
a
nailed it.
month
You nailed
ago.
it. You nailed it a month
I
ago. You
said, I
did,
think
sir.
they're going to make a pen. And now all the leaks are showing that it's going to be a pen-like device. And I'm like, man, I
Yeah.
should have put money on that. But we don't have one of those. But we do have is all in everything on AI at the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas. I do
Oh,
have a video
yeah.
pulled up
Oh, yeah.
because
Let's
they are
see
just
that.
putting
It's
AI into everything.
everything. Make your pizza, your steak just right. What kind of robots do we have now?
And while I'm getting this up, I do want to say also that so going just to land the plane on health, it was Stanford that figured out that you can they can analyze your preconditions from one night of sleep, and they can scan you
Yes.
for pre-diabetes
Yes.
and heart attack and all this
Yes.
stuff. And I'm like, man, the future is going to be weird.
Oh, yeah.
But
And I did do the one app on my phone. I got to remember what it is. I'll try to call it up later. But literally, it listens to you all night long and tells you everything. It's kind of
Yep.
scary.
And so this is 3 minutes. I have not watched this, but this is all the latest. This is basically CES in 3 minutes, and this is courtesy of CNET.
If you want to see what
cool.
the future looks like, it's at CES. It's the world's largest tech conference. And to give you a taste of the tech that really
Bridget
matters,
worked with me at the Miami Herald.
Official 2026 Best of CES winners, awarded by CNET Group. It's a team of tech sites made up by CNET, ZDNet, PCMag, Mashable, and Lifehacker, because we are the official media partner of the Best of CES Awards. And the winners were chosen from our team of experts on the ground checking out the tech. The Best Artificial Intelligence Award went to Lenovo's Kira, which is like Lenovo's answer to Apple Intelligence.
Hey, Kira, catch me up on what I missed today.
Here's what matters.
It's this hybrid AI personal assistant that uses a mix of on-device processing and cloud-based models.
On-device.
Is available anywhere, even if you're switching from your phone in your pocket to the laptop or tablet in your hand. And it's included with Lenovo's devices. The best tech in gaming went to a Lenovo Legion Pro rollable concept. And we have seen rollable OLED displays before, but Lenovo now has one that brings ultra-wide gaming to a laptop for the first time. That makes it a perfect portable battle station. Lenovo also had the Best Laptop Award for a modular laptop design that is more sustainable. It is called the ThinkPad X1 Carbon Gen 14 Aura
Rick's
Edition.
getting out his credit card.
calls this a space frame design. It lets you access and replace individual parts when something breaks, instead of getting a whole new laptop. Samsung,
not going to get that from Apple.
With the Galaxy Z Trifold, which won Best in Mobile Tech. Now, this hybrid gadget is a standard phone when it's closed.
That's my roommate's phone.
A sprawling 10-inch display. So it's a practical 2-in-1 device that fits in your pocket. Well, maybe it depends on your pocket. The Best Robot Award went to Boston Dynamics Atlas, and it stood out because it has this naturalistic walking gait, and it's ready to be deployed at Hyundai manufacturing facilities. So it might just work on your next car.
It's walking like a dangerous man, isn't
for
it?
Best Smart Home Tech. Roborock's Soros Rover is a floor vacuum that grew legs to climb stairs. These bendable legs are controlled independently to avoid obstacles, and it even cleans the stairs as it climbs. A fun part of CES is seeing all the luxurious
picking up your socks and underwear too.
Best new TV is the Samsung S95H. It is 35% brighter than before. It is a wired TV that has an option to go wireless, and it is the first OLED to show artwork from the Samsung Art Store. So it has anti-burn-in technology to work like a frame TV, but it has better image quality. There have been so many fascinating products. This is just a sample because there are over 20 categories of winners in total. So I hope you can check out the full list of the Best of CES winners and the great coverage across all of our sites: CNET, ZDNet, PCMag, Mashable, and Lifehacker. Thanks for watching.
I can't believe she said all those names right in a row. I know when I ever do something like this, I've read off a teleprompter before, and it's like she got them. She nailed it. Yeah, we used to work together. She got to the Herald before, after I left, but we ended up being on an ethics panel at Washington and Lee University. I did that 4 times with my ex-wife, and we did. So I was always the photography person. So we would sit there for a whole weekend, and we would bring up stories of the day that were ethics groups. In fact, the head of it is now the head of the media department at Berkeley. So my hope is I'm going to go out there and do that with him there, talking about AI ethics and photography and image making and all that wonderful stuff. So stay tuned as we hopefully go that direction as well. My goal is literally to make this a nationwide TV show, and of that kind of caliber level that we have professors from Berkeley's media department, talking with us.
It reminds me, when I was at the Plain Dealer, there was a framed 3-panel cartoon on the wall that stood out to me as the digital transformation guy. There was a grandfather sitting, or an older gentleman sitting on the chair. He says, "Hey, Billy, hand me the newspaper." And Billy's in the middle panel. It says, Billy says, "Oh, Grandpa, you're so old. You need to use the iPad." Third panel is, "That spider never saw what was coming."
Oh, that's great. That really says it right there, right? Yeah, we need the fish wrapper back, man. I'm telling you, that newspaper. Well, I used to make, so when I was a kid in Athens, Greece, right? We took balsa wood and newspapers. We made an 8-foot kite. We put 2.5 miles of string. I'm not making this. It's all my allowance to buy the string. So we get it up there at 8 o'clock at night. My mom says, "You got to come in and have dinner. It's getting cold." And we had to cut the string. And we were vacationing down in, I don't know where it was. It wasn't Crete, but it was like on the coastline. And we found the kite like 6 months later. It was insane. So this thing was on 2.5 miles and it just kind of went out there. But like a kid with balsa wood, and newspapers and string. The string is the most expensive part. And we had this idea because we had tried, like 5 or 6 rolls of string and tying it together, but trying to get the kite just right. You have to get the tail so it stays, and then you start pulling on it. It gets, anyway, that just reminded me.
2.5. I'm just trying to, you are a dangerous
I think
man.
it was 60.
You were a dangerous boy.
I was, it was real dangerous. I mean, we found a bugle from World War II, a Nazi a helmet from Nazi Germany, and all in our backyards. I mean, I literally we lived 5 blocks from the beach. I would walk down to the beach. I would get on the back of a manta ray that was 22 foot across and just hang on. I mean, I was Jacques Cousteau. And then I got stung with Portuguese man of war and had to spend like 2 days in traction because it got my legs and wrapped around. It was just, oh God, that's the most painful thing if you haven't had that experience. And, it's like, why not? And then I would go back, and then my mom said, "You cannot eat the ice cream because it's not pasteurized." And guess what I did? I ate the ice cream. But of course, my stomach wasn't used to American pasteurized milk. So it was like kind of okay. I was a native, I grew up in Japan, and there, Japan, they don't even have milk, so it's like,
I was a native of Greece. I grew up in Japan.
Yeah. From age 6 months to 4 years, I was in Japan. I had 4 nannies. I'm not making this up. So I was spoiled rotten. And supposedly I was fluent in Japanese, but they have no milk. In fact, their complaint about us is that we smell like milk, and our complaint about them is they smell like fish, which is just because it makes sense. They're an island. What do they got to do with milk? Anyway, they're going to milk some salmon, I guess. But anyway, getting back to what we're talking about. So CES and all these things, it's just your curiosity and your play. I mean, I think you're raising your kids precisely correctly. And that is to activate the idea that they could fly a 2.5 mile long string and just do it. Just do it because you can, and then have them mash up these things. And so creativity is absolutely, and I positively stand behind this. Creativity is born of the idea of a man and a woman having a child. And so the 2 ideas that you were talking about, you said Mr. Science mixed with, who was the other one you said?
Bill Nye and Blippi.
Blippi. Okay. I don't know Blippi. Who's Blippi?
He's kind of like a personified do you know Miss Rachel? I don't know. I'm in the
Yeah.
kids parent tech scene, so I don't know I don't know who to relate it to.
Well, I love it. You had Zaboomafoo. Is that still around?
Yeah,
And I
the
had
Boomaloo, yeah.
Miss Frizzle. Do you have Miss Frizzle still? And
Uh,
Barney,
we have,
I
yeah.
swear Barney's a communist plot to brainwash children. So don't let your kids
No,
watch Barney.
that's the Teletubbies. That's the
Teletubbies. Yes. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah.
The baby
So
in the sun.
Teletubbies, they're right out of 1984. I am not kidding. Those televisions, that is, yeah, that is Big Brother right there. It might as well just say obey on it. Right. So the reason why I know that these things are mind-numbingly propaganda is because my 2-year-old son would sit there in front. Barney would come on. He'd stiffen up and he'd just look like it was giant breasts or something. I don't know what was going on in his brain, but it was scary to look at. You know what I mean? So there's definitely something there with, anyway. But to get back to the creativity is that you put two ideas together and you give birth to a new idea. So you can take Barbie and then I Am Pei, mash it together, get an I Am Pei. Yeah, Oppenheimer. Yeah, and Oppenheimer, and put it together, make a movie, which we've seen, right? That's creativity. So we've never created originals. There's no original anymore. The hero's journey is like rehashed so many times, right? The original is when you take two things that seem different and you mash them together and you come up with something fun. Barbenheimer. There you go. Are you talking to your kids or something?
Yeah, I was trying to be discreet about it, Rick. I put myself on mute and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, we were just talking about the kids. They just walked in from my daughter had gymnastics tonight, and so and my son is we let them have the limited screen time. We try to make it educational, but it's YouTube Kids. I figured they're gonna get exposed to it at some point. And
sure.
They're learning how to swipe, so there's a little bit of muscle memory there, but we might have to scale our son back just a smidge because he's navigated out of his version of YouTube and has just gotten into regular YouTube. And so he said two things to me this week. The first thing that he said to me was, "Dad, I think I saw your show because you were talking about AI, not ChatGPT, AI." This kid is 4 years old.
Oh, yes. I love it. Well,
and then
that's awesome.
The one that made me crack up though, and I don't know where he got this from, but I got an Amazon delivery and I pulled it in from the front porch and he goes, "Did you buy that on Temu?" I'm like, "Where do you know Temu?"
Well, if he starts talking to you about tariffs and whether or not Temu really is trying to get all the stuff exported, then we got a problem. Oh, before I forget, CES.
And now there's a cat.
Legos that have LEDs and stuff in it and actually move. So they have a whole new. So check out that on what's your cat's name?
This is Rocky. Yeah.
Hi, Rocky. Is there Bullwinkle too?
No, but there is a Pablo. So
Apollo, okay. I'm really dating myself tonight, which I'm a pretty good date. So any ladies out there want to join me? I'm a lonely man. I'm a really lonely man. Oh, we got to do the episode. So the show's going to be called Aria when we do it, and it's about me trying to find a date. So but first, I got to find at least one woman to actually go on a date. Hey, ladies,
we're gonna have an AI matching service. We're gonna build it on Lovable.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But it's just gonna be for you. It's just gonna be for you.
Yeah. Find Rick a date. The dangerous man is looking for a date.
Find Rick a date. Let's see.
Rick
It's
McCauley,
Google findrickadate.com.
Findrickadate.com. Call Rick McCauley, the AI guy, the dangerous man. Yes. I think that's part of the dangerous man. Did he just bite you? Rocky, man.
Yeah.
Natasha, what's up?
Petting aggression. Hey, findrickadate.ai is available. There you go.
Man, you're my wingman for sure. You're my wingman right there.
And speaking of building and buying and collaborating, we want to get into the deep dive here in just a second, but do you want to? I saw that you were promoting in the Grok special. that you've got something special coming up this weekend if you want to talk about that.
Oh, yes. In fact, I'm going to put the link right in there right now. I've been saving it. This Saturday, if you want to come have some fun between 11 and 4 p.m. Eastern time. Okay. So that might be a little bit early for you guys. No, that's not bad. So it's going to be a free whole thing. It's going to be hands-on workshop, and I'm going to walk you through the different parts. I hope to get at least 5 or 10 of you to show up. In fact, if you want to email me, I want to start using for the show, Rick the AI Guy at Gmail. Okay, so I'm going to put that in here too. AI Guy at Gmail. Oops. To respond to me, oops, I can't even spell here. Rick, the AI Guy at gmail.com. So we can post that up on the thing here too. So if you ever want to email me there, because I got no email coming through there, and I got it a long time ago just for this purpose. You can get me at Rick McCauley at Gmail, but you're going to be drowning in 4,000 unanswered emails. That's why I've started.
Well, they have AI inbox for that now, so
yeah,
we'll elevate everything.
Yeah. So what I'll do is just let them know that you're interested in this weekend. There's the Zoom link. It's just my EDU Zoom link. That's a permanent link. So join me this weekend.
And it's drop in, right? It's not
drop in.
Structured.
I want to see how many people I can get. Now, what the hope is, and we're in negotiations right now, that we're going to kind of cross brand with AI Salon. Brandon and I, obviously, Brandon's got a position. He's working there, right? And he's doing Kyle's, producer stuff too. So he's already in there, and I want to get in there and I want to add value. They've got their mastermind program. If you didn't get a chance already, is it still $27 for the whole?
No, it's
24
hours.
Up. Oh, what does it cost now?
Yeah, it's $500 for the year.
Oh, 500. No, I'm sorry for just the Festivus videos.
Oh, Festivus is still $27 a month, but that's separate from the mastermind.
Yeah. So the mastermind is $500 for the year.
Mm-hmm.
So that is real. A bunch of classes. That's 4,000 people in a community. And then when you join that particular group, you get this elite status. And not only is it all the stuff that you guys do all the time. So what are the shows that you do for them, Brandon, that we could that people could drop in and test it out?
So if you're in the salon, we have Claire and I do the AI Life Hacks Club, which we had a really great AI Life Hacks episode yesterday. And then I also produce the AI Learning Lab, which is coming up here in about an hour. That's nightly on YouTube with Kyle. But the mastermind practice, I don't host it, but they have a weekly practice that's hosted by Liz Miller-Gershfeld and Kyle. And that is authentic human experience wrapped around AI. And we're getting a ton of value. All of it's being categorized. So if you haven't had a chance to jump on, AIFestivus.com is where you go if you want the replay of Rick's Notebook LM show, my parenting show, and everything else, all 24 hours in the super deluxe replay. It is the best value on the internet right now. If you go to AIFestivus.com.
For the price of a pizza and a soda. That's it.
$1.12 per episode. And
wow,
what isn't being widely publicized is after the show, we took all of the transcripts and gave it to JellyPod. And each hour-long session has a 10-minute AI-generated podcast summary. So if you just want to skim the surface of AI Festivus and mind meld with the data, you've got about 2 hours worth of content.
LM. Somebody did a Notebook LM for each one too, right? So I want to get with them because
and
I
all
want
that for $27.
Right. It's crazy. So this is the future of how things go, right? It's learn and do. It's doing that's going to get you there. It's the 10,000 minutes. So, that's what you got to do, right? AIFestivus.com. It is the best value. I swear to God, it's the best 20 minutes on Notebook LM I ever did. As soon as it gets past the whatever, I'm going to do it again just for our show and then drop in all my notes from it as well. So actually, that's what's going on this Saturday. Info in the chat.
But we're going to take 5 hours instead of 20 minutes. You want to go deep.
Right. But and so I'm doing professional development for about a couple of hundred educators at Broward College, and I'm taking that is my intro clip to them to say, you watch this, and then we have 6 hours together over 3 different weekends or 3 different weeks. So it's 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, and so they start with here's the background, so they're using it. Then they're given an assignment to take their domain. So if they're a biology teacher, they teach police, they teach nursing, whatever. Then they go in their domain and they come back, and then we assess and improve upon each one of their projects. So they're all tasked with doing basically a 16-week revamp of one of their classes and add to it multimedia capabilities, tests, rubrics, all kinds of other things. So I'm going to give them soup to nuts. So I'm really practicing up because I want to make this really super powerful. The folks at Broward College who are doing, God's work. We have 30,000 students at Broward College. We graduate 4,000 per semester. So these are every single police officer in the state of Florida comes through our program. Every single, pretty much, K through 12 educator right here. Aviation, same thing. Nursing, same thing. So we're literally training the middle class for tomorrow. And we're not putting as much AI as Miami-Dade is, but hopefully we will soon. And I'm doing my part.
And that's where Upskill USA comes in.
Yeah, and so Upskill USA is my idea to get first all the community college professors trained. So I've been working with them independently. So my friend Josh and I are working on philosophy, and he's given me. It's so cool because I get to see with these super experts that have written books, and these are community college professors. Will kind of shock you. We have at least 5 Pulitzer Prize winners. We have 150 authors of books, and some really a couple of like real high end published people. So there, you may think, and I have always thought I could absolutely be teaching at Berkeley, MIT, wherever. But I love teaching at community college because I know that I can have more effect on these students. If I went to MIT, they already got success written all over them. But if I could take someone from here and I can, advocate for them and to let them know what it takes to excel, man, that's God's work right there. You can't do better than that. And so that's what I try to do. And I got enough money from other places, but I'm having a great time. So my students are helping me do all these projects now, right? So that's what over the break I had no students to do grunt work for me. Yeah.
Junior producer Noah wanted to come say
hey
good
Noah,
night to everybody.
Good night, Noah. How you doing? So you making jelly pods with your dad? Are you making jelly pod stories?
Yep. And this is the older one, Naomi.
Hi, Naomi. How are you?
We were talking about Jelly Pod podcast, The Curious Sparks.
That's Rick.
Yeah.
That is Rick.
That's Rick. That's Rick, the dangerous man.
No,
66.
Rick,
All right.
Kyle is coming up in an hour.
What?
You'll be asleep. Hopefully.
Dad, why is Google like glitching?
I don't know. Google is glitching out. Need to restart Google.
So my dad was saying you're watching YouTube videos.
You can play the dinosaur game.
Yep. You like watching YouTube? Wait, no, come here. You like watching YouTube videos? You're in my ear, so you can't hear you, but you're watching YouTube videos?
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
James and and Tommy.
Yeah, the Sprunkies. I don't know. It's it's like a Twitch
new.
streamer that's doing yeah.
Okay.
And so we're all getting educated on the new world of
well, good thing you can't see it because
the guy's like 10,000 subscribers. That's what we should sit here and play video games, vibe code asteroids and start playing it while our subscriber count will go.
Wow. Okay.
So,
I think you need a
all right,
channel.
well, you guys go ahead on up.
A whole book and stuff.
Well, we know you love Salish, so yep. So everyone in the chat says hi. Wait. Come here. Naomi, come here. Don't say your line.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. 6-7.
Can we record that and put it live? Oh, we gotta have that on our front page, right?
Yep. Here's yeah, that's our commercial.
Daddy, we saw somebody at Sheets go 6, 7, and 8, 9.
Oh my goodness. All right. Good night, guys. Rick's gonna talk about grok.
Oh yeah. So we ready to go into this thing?
Not groks. Yeah, for sure. So
Yeah,
are we
yeah,
considering
we're gonna-
so set this up, so just set this up for us. We are going to we're going to talk about the tools that you used to
make-
put together what we saw on the YouTube channel last night.
That's it. So I'm going to walk you through the making of the Grok movie trilogy and the book as well. So let's go ahead and launch this puppy. I don't think we're going to need sound here, so we'll just share screen, full screen here, so I can switch back and forth and click and go.
You know what we have to do.
Infinite screen.
30 minutes to master, tools to explore. Let your imagination soar like never before. AI Tool Time with Rick McCarley, where your digital dreams come true.
Ignition.
Right, here we go. We've got it going on now. All right, so I'm going to start here in Google Notebook LM. Going to give you a real quick overview so you get it in 60 seconds what we're doing here. Over on the left is the first panel. It's add sources. What kind of sources can you drop in here? All of these file types. Oh my God. And so we got MP3s, so you can put some music videos in there, PDFs, Markdown, text, BMPs, JPEG 2s, every kind of file format you can imagine, right? So one thing I'll suggest that you do is put in a style guide. So your color palette and your and refer to it. So open up and create, if you've got a whole brand for your company, put all that stuff in there, label it up as a PDF with all your color palette and your hexadecimal numbers and all that kind of good stuff. If you have some images, you'll load that in there, okay? Then you've got connection to Google Drive. Whoo, holy cow. Everything I've got in Google Drive. So here's some projects I'm working on lately. So these are some of my PDFs from other Google notebooks. You can see there's some crazy stuff I'm doing in here. So yeah, we're going to take a look at that in just a minute. And I can grab all of them if I wanted to. So anything that's on my drive, I can go in there and just grab it and go, right? Here's a new project I'm working on now, new business So the other sources that I suggest that you try is not only YouTube, which is pretty fantastic. Now, if you're paying the $20 a month, two things to do. One, get their AI plan. Do not get their hard drive plan. They're two different ones. Both of them are $20. But if you do a lot of generations, you want the AI plan because you can add on more AI. If you're on the other plan, you get your 5 terabytes or 10 terabytes of free hard drive space, which I haven't even finished myself. But you have 300 inputs of resources, right? So Google Drive, websites, and what you can do also, which I highly recommend, is I come over here and I use my Grok over here in the corner. Let me close this guy. And I come over here and I use my Comet to tell me, find the best URLs, separate it by commas that I can copy and paste in here to basically put this in. So you could literally paste in 1 URL or 10,000 URLs. So use Gemini to basically get a list of all the things you want to ingest. And then when you insert it, all of them come in here on the left. Now, this is based upon the stuff in my book. So this is all of here's Stephen Colbert's monologue, for example, because that figures into my book. We've got a whole TikTok range of all the things they've ever talked about. So this is the source material. So I can open it up in a tab and go directly to the source. And then I can also come right here and I can search for more information. I could do a deep research, tell me everything about Palantir and Peter Thiel that's new this year. So right here is the chat that I can then talk to. Guess who? So I got all those sources brought in. I can copy and paste text, and I've got 300. That is 10 million words. That is 8 full Harry Potters, just to give you a concept of the idea, per notebook. If I switch on over here to my Year Without Summer project, this has same kind of thing, right? And if I take a look, I'm just going to show you real quickly. So this is what I can produce. This is a slideshow, and I'm going to show you how this is where we're going to go on the output. And this is a slideshow. I'm creating one on everything that I do. So this is my Frankenstein character, and this is Call Me Frank, Call My Name, I Am Love, I Am Flame, I Give More Than I Take. So this is lyrics from the songs that it's transcribed for us. So this is one on Grok. So it's got my PDF, my series. This is the Bible. This is the pitch deck, the philosophy of everything. Then it summarizes here, and then it can go to that actual document to find out the original document. And you've got the whole document here. So if you ask it to explain the character of Strawberry Fields. So it's going to go through and it's going to explain it. So this is using, I'm going to put this assistant to bed for a minute. So let's comment over the side. So it's going to review the material and then put it together here. So what you can do with this is you can refine this information that's on the left, and you can get it to even be tighter sources, or you can find your focus here. So my big thing about is that you're curating all the knowledge that you want to make sure that's your foundational truth. And then here's the name. The name is a dual reference to the Beatles song Strawberry Fields Forever, symbolizing innocence and nostalgia, and an early AI programming bug where a model struggled to correctly count the number of R's in the word strawberry. Where did that come from? There it is right there. This is from my document. It tells me document number 2, document number 4. This is another reference to it, right? Code name phrase, Strawberry Fields Forever, serves as a secret Sibboleth, I don't even know what that word means, but and authentication code for the Human Resistance Network. Where is that? Okay, so you can come over here and find out where that's at, and it's going to take you to that place. Look at this. So that's out of 20, 30 documents that I've basically put everything I want in there. And I've got podcasts in here. And then when you have this right here, you can say, you know what? Let me save that note, or let me copy and paste it into a document over here. So now that becomes a document over here. And then when I have a bunch of these documents where I've focused my energy, so you have a giant library of all knowledge of human beings. You're making a sub library that's only the stuff grounded on truth. That means there's zero hallucinations. Unless you put junk in there, you're going to get perfect stuff on the way out. So what I use for the center section is to refine all the information. So I know exactly what's in there, and then I can ask it, what's in there that might not be correct factually? Fact check me. It's got Google. It's going to fact check based on the information that's there. And then I could take that out. So you can always turn off your information. So if you don't need this one right now and you want to query about something else, you can turn these on and off as you want, and then make a query and then make a thing over here. All right. So then we've got audio overviews. So always hit the pencil. And here's why. Because the deep dive is going to be a short or default or long. So it could be like 27 minutes. I mean, it's insane how long it'll go. A short one I could do real quickly for you if you want, which is a deep dive between two hosts talking about this stuff. Then a brief bite-sized one, which is an overview to grasp the core ideas from your sources quickly, or a critique, which is to go give feedback to it. Oh my God, that's so great, right? I'm going to go to default. And debate. So if you're debating with someone whether or not AI-generated artwork is stealing from artists, and you're preparing for a date where you're going to be on a TV show, guess what? Do that. And then you can break into the conversation, or you can take one side or another and debate back and forth, or have it debate for you. And then how do you specify it? You type right here what exactly you wanted to do in this debate. Debate for me. Here we go. Debate for me whether Colossus or Strawberry Fields is better for the world, in this case, of the book of Grok. I have to spell out grok because I have a tendency. So I'm just going to let that simmer over here. So it's generating that right now. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to take a look at the last one I did. So what I'm going to show you is this is how I got my film stills. So if you watched it, this is actually unmarked vans filled with sophisticated tech are tracked behind polling stations on election night. All right, so this is right from my book. So what did I say to get this? Take a look at this. So this is literally the two characters. Now, Rick looks about like this. He's 10 years older than Laura. It's got Lisa in there because one of the documents I had originally, I may go back to it. My ex-wife said it's okay if I want to use it. But you've got this entire environment. So how did I get these wonderful pictures? This is literally visualizations as if it's shot on an anamorphic lens. Take a look at the lens flare in the bottom right. So I just did this one tonight, right? And I'm going to show you what it is. So here's Big Balls, right? He's getting the back door of the DOGE, right? And there he is sucking up data on Americans. And there he is. And there they are. Unfortunately, it puts FM dim condensed light. That's the typeface it's using because I said something like, put the typeface in the bottom right-hand corner, whatever. So the guilt-ridden creator of Colossus, Dr. Hayes, leaks a critical data chip to undercover Rick, shot on blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, and then there's information, right? So this is Colossus Rising. So this is what I did is I took these images, and in fact, I'll do a couple of these right now. Let me see. There's AOC planning out strategy. There she is, the White House in the background. I'm going to come back to this one. This looks like a good one. And I'm just going to take this image, and I'm going to save the image as test. I'm just going to call it test. And I'm going to put it on my desktop just so I can show you what I did to make the movie, right? And actually, I did a couple other things differently, but this is the idea. So this is Dr. Patel Ferrari. She is the head of, guess what? She's the head of Strawberry Fields. That is the AI that she stole from OpenAI back in November of last year. If you remember this, there was a time period where they shut it down for a little bit because they were freaking out. And the president of the United States at the time, Biden, decided to slow things down as we kind of got our thing because they had reached AGI is what they were suggesting. And it flipped a bunch of switches in the federal government to basically have to have a backdoor into it. So anyway, there she is doing it. Here's AOC. She's going to become president. She's trying to strategize things. I think it's kind of weird. She's on a screen, but she's attaching these little strings to it. Gathering evidence of constitutional violations. AOC prepares the institutional resistance to the coup of, the coup attempt, right? And then here is, she's pregnant now. Spoiler alert. Project Strawberry Fields, right? But they're leaking some information, right? And then a clone Mozart played an athletic. Yeah, this is a little bit weird. The cloning part's a bit strange. And here's Maria Curie, raised in a vapid socialite family where scientific brilliance is ignored for social status. So it kind of made that one up, I think. And this is a clone Napoleon. And then here's, okay, so I'm going to take this one and save it too. Let's see, because this will be fun, right? Test 2. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go through this, but before we go there, so this is basically, I told it to make, in fact, let's take a look. This is the magic sauce right here. Do you see this? About book, one classic film, stills full frame, text small bottom right, hand corner, right hand corner, should be one word. Just a one sentence description of what's going on in this part of the film, hit all the high excitement portions of the first book, fall of the American Empire. So I should stop. And then the visual style is 16:9, shot on 35 millimeter anamorphic lenses, right? A visual style fusion of Blade Runner and a neon noir, Dan Brown political thriller aesthetic. That's it. High contrast lighting, deep shadows, atmospheric smoke, and rain. Ultra detailed textures, no text, no captions, no watermarks within the image frame. Full screen visuals, storytelling, and then all that stuff, right? So I did that multiple times. So you can take that, and then this has a separate set of components. So I wanted to talk about the cloning part. So this is all about cloning. And then I had just learned that I want the text in the bottom right-hand corner so it doesn't get in the way. So this is Mozart's hair follicle, Da Vinci and Einstein. And yeah, Joan of Arc is over to the right. They didn't save history. They stole it. Find Mozart's hair. So this is interesting. Nature versus nurture. So these are the folks going out into the wilderness. There's guess who? Yep, that's Leonardo da Vinci as a street painter, right? And there's Joan of Arc and Elon Musk. And yeah, look who this looks like. So this is a clone of Leonardo da Vinci. And guess who it looks like? Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, that's just too cool, right? I think that's great. And he looks like he's Neo in that final thing, right? So I'm going to have to do that one. Oop, I need to use a different name. All right, so let me do this. 5. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go through this. So the trick to doing this is to get what you want, figure out what style you want, figure out how to describe it. If you don't know how, ask Google or Gemini, right? Ask Gemini, how do I prompt to get this? There's the clone of a young Einstein, right? All right, so let me go on over, and I'm going to switch over to Grok. Here we are. This is one of the images that I had before. Here's some stuff I've been working on today. And these are some scenes. Just here's from the movie, right? So there's the Rise, right? Well, this is the Rise song that you saw, and the light pops off. And then this was the previous version. So here's what you do. First, you come over here and you grab a picture. So upload a file. And I'm going to go to my desktop and I'm going to find those test number 1. There we go. So I'm going to upload that image and it automatically starts to make a video, right? Now, what you can do is if you have like the text in the bottom right-hand corner, you can say, take the text out by just editing that. But it literally is 60% of the way through making a video. So I'm going to see by itself, without me doing a darn thing, what is Grok going to turn this video into. Now, I'm paying, I think, $30 a month, something like that. And $20 a month, maybe. And it does as many as I could ever do. Now, it's weird this guy's hand is over there, but I haven't told it to do anything. And here's heart rate and consensus. And, ooh, it even added this little thing over in the corner. And if I... Yeah. So I'm going to turn that off because that gets really annoying after a while. And then I can come up here and I can say, you know what? Let's upscale that video. And in literally about 8 seconds, you'll see this turn into an HD TV icon up here, letting me know that that's now HD. What do I do with it? I download it. Bingo. I've got my video. That's it. Not bad, huh? So this is not quite 4K. I think it's 720 at this point. The HD, I think, gets me to 1000. You'll take a look at that in a minute. In fact, you know what? Let's hide this for a second. I'm giving away all the backside of this whole thing here. There's my links that I've got prepared. And here is Grok video. There we go. So that's basically 1080p. It's still got some funky text over there. And there I can watch it and add to it. Okay, so that's definitely not enough, right? So I started there and I did literally 1,000 of these. Yeah, if you want to see these, just to give you an idea, here's some really weird ones. Oh, this is one I did just for fun. Here's Scooby-Doo, just because I had to have. And guess who I have playing the the evil couple in the back? You got Scooby-Doo in action. And of course, I tried variations on this one. We've got the Jetsons flying. And I've got Christina Hendricks as the co-star. And yeah, so, you know, you can have some real fun with this. And then I've got some really weird ones. Like this is one of my decks talking about the extraction economy and blah, blah, blah. So it's self-domesticated apes and the desert of the real. So you can sit here and just kind of iterate over and over again. So some of the really cool ones. So if I use prompts like I know, Joel Peter Whitkin style mixed with Matt Mahurin and Brooke Shaden. So you get weird stuff like this and give me Mad Lib's version of this, right? So all of these things, this is the original one. And then I put in a prompt and voice announcers speaking like Rod Sterling. Here we go. Holy cow. So it said what I said for it to say, right?
Hey, Rick, we're not
So-
getting your audio off of your screen. I think you need to share the tab with the audio.
Share the tab with the audio.
So you have to stop your screen share and then restart, and make sure when you share the tab, you click the box for audio.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I think what I'll do is I'll just show you the visuals for now, and then we'll come back and I'll reset it for.
Sure, I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm surprised it doesn't come through, because it does come through on my headsets. Here's the self-domesticated ape I did earlier today. And you can load up any pictures you want. Okay. So not only can you load up pictures and then you get this, right? So you might notice that these are all of the frames that I did by having my still images made over in Notebook LM. And then I brought them in here, separated them out as PDFs. So just to give you an idea what that looks like. Yeah, so you can see every one of my frames is here. Some of them took a couple of prompts. Some of them, like this one. Here's the last version of it. I like this one. So I had it having a VR. We follow him as he runs past well after a row of glowing orange and blue pod people with VR headsets. It led 10 stories tall, seemingly forever. Camera follows him all the way through and let him run ahead and to get a greater view of all of the pods. Okay, so that's the directions of the cameras. Now, I didn't spend time. I just did it because I had one night and I just wanted to vibe code it. So this is what I got the third time. And that doesn't look right because it doesn't look like the water can be held in those containers, right? So and then this is the one before that. And he's looking shocked. And I wanted him to get in there and really have something. So this was the original one. So when I loaded up just the image, they had nowhere to go. And it said the battle for the soul, right? So I had to prompt it a couple times. And that's basically it. But that's as simple as it gets. So all of these have just these enormously capable. I mean, is the resolution fantastic? No. Now, what I would do is I'd go over to Crea, for example. If I went over to Crea, let me just type that in real quick. If I go into Crea, I could come in here and I could upscale any of my videos, just upload them. And I've got a couple of pre-made ones here for you to give you an idea. Here's this one. Sorry, that one failed. It actually succeeded, and I'll show you. There we go. So there's Mao Zedong in high resolution, right? And just to show you that that's for real, here's Mao Zedong. So he's in capitalist pro-democracy rally in Hong Kong. That's Mao Zedong, right? So then I've got this one, which is a tracking shot that kind of got messed up. And then his eyes open up, right? So I could take these and make them higher resolution. This one took me a little bit. I had to find the right model that would do it because these women are nude. I mean, I don't know if we can show this on TV, but anyway, we can do it anyway. They're plastic mannequins. They're not, they're nothing nude. Anyway, in fact, they took down my advertisement because of some weird stuff. But yeah, so I can do still pictures. I can do animations. I can do this one. And in Crea, if I wanted to, I could come in here with any still image. I can then go over to video. So if you take a look at what we've got here, this is our tool time episode, right? So here's where we did comment. This is how I do it. I load up two pictures, so we use the parameters. So there's the picture before. That's the start frame with nothing in it. And then this is the one with comment in it, right? And so all I do is just have it go from one to the next and a little drop. So transition from one photo to the next. And then I've got stuff like this. So this is Crea. This is a little bit advanced, all this kind of stuff I've got going on here, but this is a children's book I'm kind of working on too now, as if I don't have enough stuff going on. And you can use all these different models. So that's the cool thing about it. Higgsfield is great for this too. This has all these new models, and it has, God, just everything in it. It's a one-stop shop. You got real-time stuff. You've got every one of these tools. And Nano Banana's built in motion transfer, which means I can do one thing and get the other. And also character train on all my characters, which I have a bunch of those already set up. So I can load up my character and then work from that. So that allows me to do some really cool, fun stuff with it. So here's some, oops. All right. Got to bleep out of that real quick. We got to cut that tape. Okay. So getting back to the idea of Grok, then I take it over to Grok and do the animation. And then I'm going to show you just a quick PowerPoint presentation. I think I will stop sharing perhaps for a second. Let me see if I can do that. Can you bring us back to set for a second, Brandon? Take me off screen sharing. Okay. So what can you hear? Can you hear me during? You're muted.
Yeah, we'll fix some of this in post.
Okay. Yeah, there was like 10 seconds of me not talking in the premiere. There wasn't much said there, so don't worry about it. But thanks for the folks that let me know that there was a bit missing. They declined my advertisement. I had set to spend $200 on it because it was political. So I have to put a disclaimer on there, and I'm going to petition to try to get it taken care of. Yeah, Colbert is definitely the guy, right? Okay, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to share one more time, and I'm going to share. Ooh, oh, I was still sharing. Okay, let me go ahead and
make sure you check the box for audio if you want audio.
Yes. So I want to share my PowerPoint. How do I do that? Window.
You should have a button for share system audio.
Yep. Got that. Let me go
and I see the little audio icon now. And hey, Oscar, our third amigo has just jumped on.
Yeah. Hey, Oscar. How goes it? He is our okay, so I'm going to share first the Grok. Can you see the Grok one now?
I see the American Civil War.
Oh, okay. I shared the wrong one. You know what? Let me go over to, let me undo this again. Hold on. Yeah. So you can only share one panel at a time. How about that? Okay. How do I stop this? Oh,
if
stop
you want
sharing.
extra sound, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I want sound. I don't know that we need sound. Let me just go ahead and just share the whole darn thing here. Slides and PDFs? No. Share screen. Okay, I'm just going to do the whole thing. You'll be able to tell what's going on. There's just some sound effects. There's some content there that does have sound, but it's not really that exciting. And if you've watched the show, which I hope you did, so what we're trying to do is get a lot of hours and time. So this is one I'll share later. The Grok video is basically, now you see the Grok one?
Yes. Okay.
So this is prompting using Gemini. So the way I did it is I loaded Gemini up, and in the bottom left-hand corner, let me switch over and just show you that real quickly too, because that's kind of cool to see. So if you want to bring up some tools, there's Notebook LM right there. So this is Gemini, and you say, Google Notebook LM, which one of the books you want to share? The Year Without Summer, or Grok, or whatever it happens to be. So here they all are. So I have, I think, 477 of these. It's kind of crazy. What does that mean? That means everything you have in there is now in the memory of Google. So you can then say, make me the cover of the book, all 3 books, and then it's got the context of everything that it's ever got. And if I want to specifically get it to work, I add some images and import some stuff. And then I want to use the tools like create images. And then now I can take my Google Notebook and I can go over to Canvas, or I can do guided learning. That's for another day. We'll definitely do that in the future, but just let you know, this is where you can do it. Now, here's a little trick for you. If you're on your phone using Gemini, you have to go to the browser version of Gemini. Why? Because they haven't integrated it with the app yet. But by the end of this month, they will. So you'll get this little plus sign, and you'll import code, photos, add from Google Drive, upload files just like you can. But this is fundamentally just genius. So now the engine of your custom designed brain is now available to Gemini to do whatever the heck you want. And there's a lot you can do, deep research and pro and all this kind of stuff, fast thinking. You have to go to big thinking here if you want to get some really good stuff going, especially if it's smart stuff about anatomy and physiology and you're trying to do illustrations. Just an FYI for you. You'll learn all this kind of stuff this weekend. Okay. All right. So going back over to my slideshows. So we're going to go to the Grok video. So this is the beginning one, and you can see it spelled my name right on all three. It made its own images, but the Fall of the American Empire, the Rise of the Phoenix and the Gilded Cage, and the Return to Eden is absolutely correct. Washington Post, almost perfect, pretty good. Their press pass should also say Washington Post, and you can see there's text in the foreground. So Colossus is watching, that's part of it. And then a Nikon, it's not quite the model I asked for, the Z8, which is what I have. And then it's almost Donald Trump at the top left, but not quite. So that's pretty impressive though, right? I would say. So going from there, this is what I use to get these pictures, more or less. The big parts are here, cinematic film stills. So if you wanted to have something in Mad Magazine style, or like, let's say your entire slide deck designed by, I don't know, Van Gogh, in the style of Van Gogh. And then you come over here and added videos in Grok, and then you've got Van Gogh with running, bits of paint. And the visual style, a fusion of Blade Runner 2049, neon noir, and Dan Brown political thriller aesthetics. Okay. And then make 15 movie slides from a political science fiction thriller. I kind of said it again, mixed with Blade Runner, blah, blah, blah. I need to make a short storyboard of visuals with each of the 15 plot points of the scenes as they would weave into the second book of the trilogy. Now, to get it even better, I said second book only in the top. And that gave me a little bit better. So if you have specific parts of your corpus information, or what I really should have done, load each book up one at a time, turn off the check marks on all the other books. So it's only taking those, or ask Gemini, what are the 15 most important plot points? And then tell it what those are. And then I'm directing a movie. I'm frickin' Steven Spielberg. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So that got me this image. Yep. So this is one of the scenes in book 2, and there is Einstein opening his eyes. So these pods age the people to an appropriate age. I think I went too far on this one. It should have been in his 20s or 30s. And then this is the city called Dreamscape, the perfect escape. This is where all the people in the second film. You've got AI. You don't have to work. What are you going to do? So you hook yourself up in these dystopian little places, Blade Runner-esque, you can imagine, and you immerse. And what are you going to see? So basically, I got to storyboard this. I did 2 videos, each 6 seconds, excuse me. So Grok does 6 seconds. And I put them back to back. You just saw a 12-second clip. Cool. So that little bit of the end is kind of cool. So what are you dreaming about? If you didn't hear her, she's saying in a Marilyn Monroe voice, "Nice to meet you, Mr. President." So you get to be John F. Kennedy and sleep with Marilyn Monroe in your little wet dream there. So this is all about the immigration crisis, which, I'm as sad as hell, Minnesota. My deepest, sincere thoughts go to the family of that beautiful woman and her child. And my deepest, darkest anger go against our government who let this happen on their watch. So now the resolution is not great, and then you see them kind of walk in the wrong direction here. But there you go. That's a line of immigration of people going back to the country they came from. This is the mass production of all the different clones. So the clones have 2 parts, not to give too much of the story away, but one group is to supplant real people so that you can have a doppelganger of all the major players around the world to take over the world. And then the Strawberry Fields group is cloning all the good people and putting them into places like Mao Zedong and trying to be pro-capitalist in Hong Kong, for example. So the God and the machine. So now I didn't spend any time up-resing any of this. So this is at the Senate hearings and the impeachment of Donald Trump. And the problem is Colossus, which is Donald Trump's own AI that got him elected and everything else. This is a fictional account just for those YouTube video people out there and the folks at Palantir that already got a real long record of what I've been doing out there. So she is testifying with drawings that her son did when the agents came into her house. So, I mean, that's as good at acting as I'm going to get, right? And the resolution is brilliant. She's got the right number of fingers. She's holding it right. That drawing is stupid-tacular, right? And then this is my favorite moment. You get to watch Donald Trump resign. I'm resigning as the greatest president ever from the United States. So if you missed that, that's what he just said. That was so much fun. Now, here's just some fun ones that I'm doing. So this is me fighting in a war, rescuing a woman, and then weirdly choking her to death. I don't know what's going on there at the end. This is from my children's book. This is using Nana Banana, and then using Grok for the first scene where she finds the monster and makes friends with it. This is my daughter on the left. This is a real photograph of my daughter on the left. That's me on the right with Mickey Mouse in 1964, I think. About right. Watch what my daughter does. You want to smell it, Daddy? Oh my God, I just cried when I saw that. And it's playing Mickey Mouse music in the background if you can't hear it there. But that's me and my sisters in Disneyland in California. We came back from Hawaii after we'd been to Greece for so long. Then this is my dangerous man. This is a little video of that. And the music's no good, so. And then there I'm Rick McCauley. Welcome to the photography show. Those are my actual photographs on the wall. And the prop started with that square section in the middle with just these little guys sitting on my shoulder. The original one's sharper, and I could probably get this to go up in resolution. I probably should. I did this just for fun. So this is the cast and crew of the Munsters with Donald Trump doing it. And you can imagine who the other people are. There's even the hand over on the left. Here's Leonardo da Vinci. This is from a whole thing about how to rocket ship for the mind. And this is him as a multidisciplinary thinker and a Renaissance man as the kind of, and then this was about the Enlightenment and the Gilded Cage, how we're being, so the book number 2 is called The Phoenix Rise into the Gilded Cage, because we have AI, but we don't know what the hell to do with it, which is, is apparent to what we're doing right now. So I just wanted for the pitch deck to have a transitional moment. On the left, you'll see this was the picture that Suno suggested for the cover of my song about the ghost orchid. So the idea is that you were looking for some woman who's a ghost. And so it took this image, and with a careful prompting, it produced this. I had the woman comes up to it and tries to reach out and touch it. Look at that. That's just beautiful. This one on the right is about the simulation or simulacra, the idea that and it created these plants that are now glowing. That was without me doing anything, just putting the picture in there. Then we've got a latte from Starbucks that I did for the holidays. These are all Grok and all free on my $20 a month plan. So I literally have been unable to say you've run too many. So the original still picture there. So I could keep on going. Now this is about prophetic dreaming, metaphor for expansion, blah, blah, blah. So the idea was Neil Armstrong, or was it Neil Armstrong? It was, anyways, and one of the astronauts on the moon took a picture of Earth and it looked like a blue dot. So I imagined that in my visionary mythology. And I was talking about expanding the mind and what that would look like. And there you go. Isn't that beautiful? And then just the machine, right? The data flow and how much we are part of the machine. I mean, just so I'm unlimited by my imagination. I thought of Kelly Bosch. Is that how you pronounce her name? She corrected us on the station the other day.
Yeah, it's Kelly Besh.
Kelly Besh. Oh my God,
and
I'm
it
a
was
super fan.
It was Carl Sagan from the Voyager 1 at the limit of our solar system that came back to turn around for the pale blue dot.
Yes, the pale blue dot. That's it, right? Yeah. So, in fact, Voyager is out there, gotten even further. I think it's 2.2 light years away now, or something like this.
Yeah,
I forget.
and
Yeah, it's still sending back
plugging.
stuff, right? And
Yeah.
when was that built? Like in the 80s? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
the
got a Mac
70s.
Plus on
Yeah.
there. 70s. Yeah, that's nuts. But it's still working.
Yeah.
So hopefully
Well,
we'll
they
get some
stuck the
stuff out there.
Energizer batteries in it, and they just keep going and going.
Yeah, right. So, there's little things. So this one I'm turning into a story using the methodology. You got horses. So I cherry picked a couple that I thought were really good from the children's book. I'm thinking about doing the whole children's book this way because this is legit good enough. Then I can swap out your faces, and this is for our show, which you're going to see more of these coming up real soon as we get this sort of thing together. Oh, hey, is Claire and Genie in a Bottle with us?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. And this is their song, and then I animated it.
That's amazing.
It was a beautiful experience. We spent the afternoon together, and then I took the transcripts and literally from our story wrote this beautiful song called Stardust to Starlight, the 1,000-Day Prize. Which is going to be published near you. So let me get back out of here because we're running out of time. Yeah.
Yeah, and so speaking of Claire, Dr. J,
yeah,
she's done something for you here.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I
So
can't
I'm gonna
wait.
Go ahead and
feel like it's my birthday.
Share
She's
my
such
screen.
a sweetheart. Oh my God, what a beautiful human being. He's conquered boardrooms, mastered his craft, and achieved what most only dream of. Now there's just one challenge left: finding love. Oh my God. Oh my
She built this in
God.
Lovable.
Oh my God. I feel so beautifully seen. Thank you, Claire. Oh my God. Oh, wow.
I love the fun facts about Rick.
That's a secret sunset watching location he's sharing, saving it to someone's I do. Does all the words to every 80s power ballad. Road trips are memorable. Oh my goodness.
So it's not fully functional, but we're gonna make it so. So
can I make an appearance up there? You're welcome to use any beautiful picture of the dangerous man you'd like.
Yeah, I think there's a placeholder for your mugshot here. You're a verified catch.
Yeah, so Claire, if you can make it
Rick
Saturday and Jeannie too, and Oscar. Wow. Oh my goodness. Can you put that up on the screen there so that people can is it functional at all yet, Brandon?
I mean I don't believe that we've put it in the email component yet, but
yeah.
It's the fun facts are there.
Yeah, I think we need to have Jeannie and Claire both on. Yeah, and have a whole episode. Maybe they can help me find love. I would definitely date either one of them. I'm not sure they're available, but they are absolutely beautiful human beings. I got to say that. And Claire, you just wow, you really touched my heart. 50% meticulous planner, and yeah, I don't drink coffee though, by the way. So that's not
50%. Let's see where this road goes.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And I feel like that might be a good place to land the plane. We're coming up on you got to save some energy for Saturday.
Right. I gotta say again, we can put up that Zoom thing here. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. If you want to join this Saturday, it's Eastern time, 11 to 4 p.m. I'm going to be here on just a Zoom call, so it's everybody and anybody just show on up and let's see what we can do. We'll vibe code some stuff, and I'm going to walk you through so that you can do it. So I want to see what you do. The first hour, you've already seen if you watch this show, but I'm going to see how it goes and see who shows up. And then we'll see what we can make. The same way, and Jeannie and Claire, I want to say to you both that was a beautiful afternoon we spent together. I think we spent a couple hours together. And we came away with a song and just a beautiful relationship between the three of us. They joked around about a menage a trois, and I'm like, I'm almost too old for that anymore. But yeah, no, but they're beautiful human beings. But my point is this. I think that all of us need to think about, could you design an experience for someone you care about, like she just did for me, that makes you feel fully seen and that someone's aware that you're on this planet? The greatest gift that we all have to give to each other is our time. It is the one limited resource that we all have that's finite. And I hope it's filled with many kisses and hugs and many children that wake you up in the middle of the night and just want to cuddle next to you. I miss the small child. When I see you with your children, it just, in some ways, it brings warmth, because I've decided that what you're truly looking for is not happiness. You're going to find that. But what you're looking for is peace. And that means you found how to sit in your own authenticity, to take the memories and not let them be a pain, but a blessing. I love the line, may their memory be a blessing. Because I asked for a Jewish friend whose mother had passed away, what can I say? And they said that. And I said, wow, that's really profound. And you said it the other day, someone that you had commented on, you said that, may their memory be a blessing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what all of us are, right?
We give you lots of food if you're
Yes.
in
Yeah. Well, and then what's wrong with that, right? And food is love. I think so. Love is equal to the investment of time. If you want to know who you really love, how much time are you investing with them? Your children, profoundly, Brandon. I know that you are so present. Your present is the greatest present anyone has to give anybody, because we've got this much time. And the reason why I am so furiously, voraciously passionate, and I'm going to use that word. So if you're a woman and you can't take a lot of passion in your man, and I'm talking all kinds of passion, right? If you can't take it, don't date me, because I'm a dangerous man. You can't keep up with this. If you can't take me staying up to 4 o'clock in the morning and be all right with it, yeah, I'm going to be quiet. I can be respectful. And I'm going to take my time to show you how incredibly seen you are. So for my dating profile, I should record this exactly, right? There you go. That's what it is. Showing up and being there and being silly and curious, being a kid again. I mean, oh my God, so if you wanted to send your kids down here for a weekend, I will show them the best time ever. I'll take them to Disney. We'll do Star Wars, like all the things that I need a kid to go do, right? Like I used to get my nieces and nephews and take them on trips just so I could play with kids again and be one, right? I think if you lose that, man, you lost everything, right? So you never get old if you sit in your peace of mind. And I did sleep for 14 hours yesterday. So, and it was great. My voice is richer, more resonant. I'm practicing to actually sing a couple of the Dangerous Man songs for real. And I'm going to go in the studio and I'm going to make them, because my voice is that good. But I just haven't practiced. So I got to get at least 1,000 hours in, I think, before 100 hours, 10,000 hours. So be dangerous, people out there. What's that?
Or 10,000 minutes.
10,000 minutes. Put your 10,000 minutes into whatever you love to do. Buy the book.
I finally got my author copies. Look at that.
Oh, nice.
Handing them out like Oprah now. You get a book.
Right.
And you get a book.
You get a book. Yeah, it's the greatest gift, because that's your present of your presence, right? A book, a podcast, that's us being present in your lives. And thank you so much for sharing that, Bob and Jeannie and Claire and Oscar. Fantastic. Try to get your friends to join us. I want to make this a party for everyone. If we're going to give gifts to people, namaste, baby. Let's all bow to the God inside, divinity inside of you. It doesn't have to be a God, a divinity, because you are a God inside you. And look for it inside yourself. Come to peace with yourself. Give yourself permission to relax and not do something every 5 minutes. That's my New Year's resolution for sure. And get things done. Do beautiful things for beautiful people, and your life will be beautiful forever. Love is time. Give it away freely. Namaste, my friends.